Okay, so we're gonna pretend that I did the entire thing, but I've done enough to give you an idea of what to do. You can see how dark my pencil lines are, and this isn't gonna work if I'm using a pretty light color. So I'm gonna gently go over it with my eraser and lighten everything up. You still obviously wanna see it or you're not gonna know what to do, but you do not want it this dark. You can use the eraser from your pencil, you can use my white art erasers, whatever's easier for you. I'm not really applying any pressure with my eraser because I don't want to remove the lines completely, or what I've just done is totally gone. Just kind of skimming over everything. Okay. All right, I want to separate my drawing from the picture because I need to use this as a reference. So I'm gonna take my two colors, my medium and my light, or my dark and my medium, doesn't matter which, but try to keep them in the same family. So if you're choosing dark blue, then choose a lighter blue. If you're choosing dark purple, choose a lighter purple, and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose this blue and then this lighter blue. And if you want to test out colors, test them out on your printout, not here, because you're going to be using this whole entire piece of paper. Okay. All right, so I have my two colors. The best thing to do, I think, is to start with your lighter areas. So I'm gonna look at my printout, and if I go into the face, I'm gonna follow where my light areas are, and I'm just gonna be coloring just those in. Now, we're gonna be using brush tip markers. Something to know about these, if you're straight up and down with little pressure, you're gonna create a nice thin line. If you're on the side, you're gonna get a nice brush stroke thick line. Obviously, I want a thin line to get this detail in. And I'm just gonna kind of fill everything in as I go. Try to be as accurate as I can. Looks like for the eye, that's all that is light there. And I just want to be careful. I want to be as accurate as I can so that I don't distort my image. It's obviously already distorted quite a bit, so we don't want to take away from what it really is. And I'm not really pushing at all with the brush tip, otherwise, one, I'm gonna ruin it. Two, you're not gonna get the right shapes. Just wanna be pretty careful with these. Starting to get all that in. It looks like I've got some light up here. And I really am just going to be careful that I get everything in that I need to get in. I prefer the lightest pressure possible because then I can kind of keep everything really, really tight. And accurate. And this is lighter. This whole piece right here is lighter. I think that's all that's light right now on the face. So I'm just going to show you then how I come back in with a darker color. Even though I haven't finished the rest, it's okay. All right, just like I did before, I'm using the tip. When I fill in, I can use a little bit more of the side. Again, barely any pressure. You really don't need any at all to make this work. I want to be careful since my darker color is going to be way more powerful than my lighter color. I obviously want to be careful that I don't go over my lighter color with the darker color. I'm going to lose those shapes. But I still want to get as close to those borders as I can. So it looks like I've got that face in now and that's starting to take shape. And again, I'm going to go ahead and continue with getting my lights in first. But this was just to show you how I block in all of that color. Okay, and then when you're ready to color some bigger areas, like this whole area here, this is all solid blue. I'm going to use the side of my brush tip because I'm going to cover more ground, and I'm going to be barely, I don't even need pressure really, I'm just dragging it. Obviously have it outlined first. There's really nothing you can do about getting those overlapping marks. My suggestion would be just be as neat as you can. You don't really need to saturate the paper either, because you don't really need a ton of ink from your marker for this to make sense. All right, so I'm going to stop there for now. I think you get the idea.